for Paladin.
No, it used to be. They used to play Kodos. They used to play
Right.
Sunwalker. It was like a lot slower.
But now it's a lot different, and I've seen so many Paladins drop to Warrior nowadays.
Yeah, it's just a completely different deck now. Paladin nowadays has Zombie Chow, it has Shield Bot, it has cards that actually die to War Axe. It's just it's much faster because it can beat aggro now, and it has to be. So, but yeah, so Warrior can definitely beat Paladin just because Paladin runs out of cards. Doesn't have just an
Oh,
endless stream of big guys anymore.
okay. Mulligan's everything away here. Nothing worth keeping whatsoever. Makes sense.
Yeah, back-to-back Acolytes,
Ooh,
solid.
that's great against Paladin.
He's got the true silver counter though.
Hmm.
Man, Cairn into Tyrion, the dream.
That's really effective. You know, Karen's a card that's slid back into the underrated section. 'Cause
Yeah, it's
yeah,
so good right now.
people forget about him because he used to be a really high impact legendary that people were like, oh man, he's just the best legendary in the game, always craft him. And then now he's on the opposite spectrum where people just ignore him outright.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly a function of how many mid-range mirrors happen in the metagame. And the time when Cairn first got popular, it was a lot of like wild Pyromancer Druid decks going back and forth. And he was really good in those matchups. But nowadays, it's kind of back to that, right? A lot of mid-range deck, a lot of Doctor Boom decks, and Cairn is just great value in those matchups. And now that we're seeing them more often, he's a lot better than he used to be. I'm interested to see where he found room though in Paladin. Tough to fit that card.
Yeah, that's true. Considering that he does have some other decorated legendary cards, definitely had to make a cut somewhere.
How do you feel about Coghammer? I don't like that card.
You don't like
It
it?
just feels awkward to me all the time.
I feel it feels awkward if you are like doing the process of hero powering a lot, because then you just have like an Argent Square basically, and then a Stormforge Axe. But I think it actually has some really good places in the mid game, especially if you start having piloted shredders and some of your other mid-range minions, like even your Cairn, for example. Just get some really good. Divine Shield is so powerful.
Wow, that's a draw.
Yeah, that's one of the most important cards in this matchup for sure.
That's the turn to draw it. Big pickup here for KingRiaz. Doesn't look too flashy, but if Warrior wins this game, that's why.
The Death Spite.
Despite on turn 4. Imagine that turn without that card. Would have been much more awkward.
Does it force a react? Does it force in the second attack here on turn 5 from Warrior?
Yeah, but he's got the Acolytes. Oh, you don't even have to, no. You Acolyte Whirlwind, I think.
Oh, that's a good point. That's really strong. Denies the Quartermaster, draws you a card, gate guarantees value, so that way True Silver doesn't collect it.
And most 5-drops have 5 health, so you would still save the Despite that way. He's going to opt to do it this way instead.
Okay. Another way.
Yeah, it sort of paid off, I guess. I mean, task mastering here is pretty good.
Draw another card. And you want to guarantee as many cards as possible. And you still have reasonable minions out there, so that way, if he opts to save his weapon, you can just pick apart the hero power or whatever comes out. Okay, but he opts to save his Taskmaster. Does he want to save it for... I don't know.
Execute maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, execute, or maybe he's like some cool BGH plays or something. Not sure.
Yeah, he could definitely come up. Paladin's got a lot of those mid-sized dudes.
Oh, he's got 2 Whirlwinds.
Yeah, that's a very anti-Paladin list. I mean, wow, if you can't beat Paladin with 2 Whirlwinds, that's a very bad sign. I think that's going to heavily favor Warrior then. Alright. Gromosh, not bad.
How often does Gromosh become the finisher in this matchup? Or is he just used as like a big minion bomb that removes and threatens?
Usually goes pretty long, so he usually is a finisher if the Warrior has control. Alright. Belcher comes down. It's a good turn to play Cairn. I think we are going to see that.
So yeah, it's not that intimidating of a board right now.
Nah, but I just like going 6, 7, 8 right here. The best 6 drop into the best 7 drop into the best 8 drop. Against Warrior especially, it's just so good. That big game hunter is going to be given a target with that Dr. Boom, though.
Is that the only? That's the only target, right? Pretty much in the Paladin deck, short of creating one with the Cruel Taskmaster.
He is going to Coghammer. Wow. That's ambitious, because...
oh,
that's lucky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, imagine if that bubble was on the other guy. It's crazy.
Could have easily gone the other way. But even so, you've dealt with the body on the board, but Karen would have been able to effectively deal with it too. I guess maybe he was playing around like Brawl with a couple of small minions.
He's going to hero power.
Slow
Maximum
play it.
value, yeah.
He has a Quartermaster in hand, I suppose.
Yeah, I think a good rule of thumb is just play Quartermaster if you can buff like 2 guys, which you'll be able to do next turn on 7 mana. That's probably a better play than Dr. Boom even.
Well, speaking of Dr. Boom, he'll be able to come out here.
Yeah. What a card. I was losing on board, and then...
Well, and then I had Dr. Boom. Well, what's funny is that if you make a minion here, a Silverhand recruit, and try to Quartermaster, you might pop a Boom Bot, which might kill your token and weaken your Quartermaster.
Yeah, I like just playing Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Go face first, because there's a chance you juggle a Boom Bot, lose a minion, so... You want to make sure you go face. You might even
Is it
trade
possible
up.
to counter Dr. Boom? Because I've seen some people try to do that in if they feel like the board is favorable to them.
He could actually. No, that's probably the better play, I guess. I don't know. I love playing Sylvanas anytime they have a guy that's gonna live basically, which is gonna be the case here. Yeah, you might be right about that. It's possible that Boom is a better play. Alright, gets to keep a mini bot. Yeah, Boom Bot RNG is such a big factor in games now.
Could have swayed really big with how it clears the board and whatnot. Well, Sylvanas is pretty uncomfortable, but there are ways you can pretty effectively deal with it. I mean, if you just give up your Dr. Boom, essentially.
Yeah, and then you, I guess, I don't really, do you just BGH it? I wouldn't want to do that. You don't really want a double Whirlwind, but it would clean it up. I guess going face is the best play. Let him keep Sylvanas for a turn.
Sure.
Play your own Sylvanas, right?
Yeah. But then, let's see, if you play your own Sylvanas, what's the worst that can happen? I'm always afraid of letting my opponent's Sylvanas live if I play my second one, and then...
The worst that could happen is, like, you steal his 2-2, and then he steals your Dr. Boom. But...
Oh, yeah, if they crashed into it.
But yeah, a lot of stuff would have to go wrong for that to happen. Yeah, Sylvanas seems like the only... he's going to go for the play that throws away Whirlwinds. It's not really throwing them away like they're getting value, but... Man, I don't know if I like this one.
Oh, he's taking a cool Taskmaster instead. Okay. It's like a mixture of the plays.
Wow, turn 8. He basically did nothing.
Oh, he played cool Taskmaster. And it's perfectly into Cogmaster, and then sets up the Tyrion.
Yep, so initiative is back on PhoneTap. There it comes. Tyrion comes down, and all of a sudden he's so far ahead. He knows he doesn't have a silence because of what just happened.
Right. He should have dealt with Sylvanas with some kind of silence effect.
Well, now we're definitely going to see the silence get played by KingRiaz.
Assuming he has it. Is he thinking about baiting out more? Ah, okay.
Alright, well, Garrosh is not fit to rule the Horde. Karen comes down.
It's pretty mean to say.
Yeah. I don't know enough about lore. Maybe Garrosh is legitimately unfit. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, it's because Garrosh killed Karen in, like, the lore.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why in the flavor text it says it's pretty insensitive to put it in the warrior deck. It's, yeah. But it's pretty rude, like, to say that to a guy. What if, like, I don't know, like a Maz went, Reynad, you are not fit to lead Temple Storm.
Well, I haven't killed a Maz yet.
Love it.
Well, Whirlwind comes down. I guess Whirlwind do you Grommash just to kill half a Karen?
You don't have to. You can fire War Axe and Shield Maiden, I think.
That's probably better.
Yeah. But the good thing about Shield Maiden is you can contest.
Why is he so scared to play Sylvanas? Like, they play Karen, you just play Sylvanas. You guarantee
Oh yeah,
steals.
that's true. Especially the death rattle triggers.
Oh, the owl plays would have punished that, I guess.
Well, kind of, because he doesn't actually have a follow-up to it to even kill off the 5/5 body. Guess PhoneTap is really going to try to milk out every single form of removal, so that way Tyrion can be more of a trump card rather than a card that can just gain you so much advantage. Okay, let's see here. He's got some
Seems like
big game hunter for the
pretty good brawl turn, though, isn't it? You're gonna get a better one than
Oh.
that. Attack the Karen.
Oh yeah, that's true. Kill off everything, and then if the worst case scenario, Dr. Boom survives.
Well, worst case is Bane survives.
That's true, I suppose. The
Like-
4/5.
Yeah, I guess you would execute that, though. Run your face in. That's unlikely, though.
Sylvanas now.
Hmm.
Let's see, how much damage is staring at the opposite direction? He's got 7, 9, 13, 14. Yeah, I guess you could Sylvanas. You're not in threat of dying. That's where, like, the owl will really punish super hard. Especially if these boom bots do anything more than 2 damage. I was going to try to absorb it here.
Wow. Wow.
4 damage.
I feel for him, man.
Yikes.
That's... Seems like every game I play with that card. Dr. Boom is involved.
4 damage.
Yeah, it's like the worst out of 8 outcomes always. Oh well. This board looks very good for PhoneTap. KingRiaz has made some macro decisions this game that have just really put him in a tough spot.
Let me think.
And PhoneTap, in the meantime, has pretty much the right answers to everything here.
Yeah, that owl draw last turn, very important.
Yeah, and then
To be fair, though, Sylvanas could have been down 2 turns earlier before
Sure.
the owls.
before it was drawn.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sensing another big boom bot. Oh!
Is there any other kind?
Is there any justice?
You have to attack face. It's too
Yeah.
good. Yeah, he's aware of brawl. Doesn't want to just throw Tyrion into that.
Sure. Because the worst case scenario is like Brawl Harrison Jones.
Mhm.
There was an instance like that where in a Chinese league, a player was so greedy because he saw a Tyrion out there, and he held Brawl and Harrison Jones for like 2 extra turns, and he had like 50 health, and he ended up dropping to like 15 because he took so much damage.
Yeah.
And then after he brawled, the Tyrion survived, so he couldn't
Oh.
Harrison Jones. So he just conceded. It was so funny. Oh man. Oh no, it was a Korean league, not a Chinese league. Excuse me. I think it was an OGN. Yeah. Which this is looking really dire straits. Let's see if this brawl can do something big.
What's the percentage chance that you get
Oh.
a Doomsayer off a Paladin Shredder?
About 1.5, 1.6%.
That's not too bad. Like 1 in 50?
It's 1 in 65 or something like that. There's like 65 2-drops.
Okay.
Something like that. I read some guy's post about it. There's like 60 some 2-drops and like 40 some 4-drops. So
Because it's not that uncommon. Like, you see it a good amount.
yeah.
I've started playing around rolling mana wraiths with my piloted shredders because I've had that screw me over a couple times. You trade it off on your turn and then you can't play the guy you wanted to play.
Yeah. Yeah, Mana Wraith is one of those funny cards where it might swing the game. Harrison Jones is pretty effective here too. Being able to
Yeah.
take out that Death Spite's pretty clutch.
Yeah, very good card. You're starting to see that a lot in Paladin and Warrior. It's like the two classes where you're not risking too much by including it. One of the many, many 5-drops in the game that you're going to play over Bolvar.
Yeah. But I started replacing all my Harrisons with Blingtron for the fun value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replacing, not even together. Just
No, replacing. Well, in Druid, I put it together because with Druid it's fun. But
okay.
yeah.
Blingtron's good. I play him in Zoo and Mech Mage and Hunter on my aggro decks.
Yeah, it might give you the extra burst. It's interesting.
It's good. I mean, it's like Azure Drake, except you draw a... Well, you know how Captain Greenskin is like Azure Drake, but he draws you a 0-mana upgrade?
Right.
Blingtron's like way better than that. It's like an Azure
It's
Drake.
like a mad scientist in a way. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Is he Rag here?
Would he die if he went face? If the Rag did?
He has 5 health remaining, so he would if it was a Consecration and True Silver.
He's got double Quartermaster. Just needs to draw a...
No, he's giving up his combo.
So it's pretty much...
Armorsmith Brawl combo is now separated.
Yeah, forces the brawl next turn. Do you just double Quartermaster here? Or do you play
On
Tyrion?
one dude.
Yeah. Get him.
I like Tyrion. He's exhausted so much of his resources. It's very clear that he's like pretty desperate. He's also just used his Execute as well, so.
I guess there's still muster for battles in the deck too, so.
Yeah, I like Tyrion here. Actually, anything is honestly okay. Because the longer the game drags out too, he's still in a pretty decent spot. I mean, anything short of the Antique Heal Bot. I think Antique Heal Bot's a little unnecessary. But even Lay on Hands I think would be okay here.
Yeah, I like Tyrion, so you keep initiative. You want to be the first person playing dudes. If you spend a turn playing Lay on Hands, you're going to be on the back foot there. Alright, Tyrion comes down.
He's got the combo.
Yeah.
He gave it up the previous turn, but thankfully he drew the second piece of the combo again.
Yeah, the Armorsmith combo where
Oh,
play Armorsmith, play Brawl, lose Armorsmith for no reason, yell at Kit Kats on Skype. It's the story of my life.
it's actually somewhat true too.
You have to do it too.
Right. Here we go. A chance for KingRiaz to stay in the game. Not even to win, but to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Tyrion doesn't lose brawls from what I've seen. He's a man amongst boys. Now the question is... Oh. Alright.
Oh man, I would like to see some card draw there.
Yeah, I would like to see some card draw. Lay on hands on yourself would have been alright. I would have also liked to see a Quartermaster with one of the hero powers too. But
It's actually pretty smart. He's identified that he's won this game, so he doesn't want to show his opponents too many cards in his own deck.
okay. But Antique Healbot is a card that you might not see in every Paladin versus Quartermaster is much more common. Is that lethal? I believe that's lethal. Okay. How does he choose to do it? Personally a fan of taking the Choose over whacking Ragnaros right now.
I would suicide to the 3/3. Oops, and then True Silver Face.
Oh, I like it! Making it believe like you misclicked.
Yeah.
Pretending